Okay, so let's take a look at the assignment for this week firstly. Okay, let's take a look one by one. So again, right, every time you get an assignment, please make sure you read all the description. Okay, read all description. And sometimes, because, right, I may not put very clear instruction there. You can just ask me directly. Okay. Actually, Connor, right? I know you already finished, right? So if you think what I'm explaining is you already know, I mean, you can do other things. Okay. Okay. So Louis and Nathan, right? So this is the first assignment. Okay. The first assignment asks you to create a Python function, right? Okay. I mean, till now, I believe you guys already know, right, deeply, okay, how to create a function, right? How to create a function. And what are you going to do in the function? You're going to check if there is a duplicate element exist in a given list, okay, in a given list. So we already know, okay, a list, right? So suppose I create a list. Do you guys still remember what is the character, right, of a list? Louis, what is the character of a list? When we talk about list, right? It has what kind of character?
We can have like strings, numbers, and numbers and.
Oh yeah, from the element perspective, you're right, right? In the list, right? Create a list. You first use square brackets, right? And inside it, you can put any type of value, right? Can be a string, can be an integer, can be a float, can be Boolean, or can be another list, right? I'm talking about from the personality, like first of all, let me ask you, right, Louis, why we said a list is an ordered list? We said, hey, a list, right, type is an ordered. Why I say that? Louis.
And because it's more logical to put it in order, I guess.
Logically in order? It's actually not logical. It's actually physically in order, right? Because imagine I have a slide showing a chain of the bucket, right? Right, and each value is gonna put inside the bucket. The bucket is the chain, right? It's ordered already. Okay. So when we say ordered, right, we can also say it is indexed. Indexed, right? Nathan, why I said the list is an indexed type?
Because you can get the list values with numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. We can get the value by using the index, right? So what is index? Tell me. Nathan, what is the index?
Like can be found.
Can be found. You can using the index to find the item. About asking you, what is index? If people ask,
order of value in the list.
Order of the value, right? So what's the value of the index can be? When we say index, what is index? What's the value of the index? Huh? Nathan?
Yeah.
What's the value of index?
Of what?
0. Of the item. Of the item in the list, right? We said, hey, every item has an index, right?
But the first one starts with 0 and then.
Okay, so index is an integer number. Okay? Every element, right? Every element in the list has an index, right? And remember, index number is starting from 0. Okay, so which means the first element, the first value has the index 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. That's called index. Okay. Hello, Victor.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, you missed our Tuesday class, right? Did you get a chance to watch the video?
I saw the video. I saw the video.
Okay. So in the video, we discussed about other three type of
didn't.
collection, right? Okay, we're gonna review that. Okay, so if you have any question, right, just ask me. Okay. Okay, come back here. We said the list. A list type is an ordered and index. Okay, when we say index, which means every element in the list has an index number. Okay, which is starting from 0, mapping to each value. Okay, then when we say that, which means every time if I wanted to give the value from the list, I can use the index, right? So suppose I will use this 2. Okay, I print out. Okay, remember, it will give the value, but if you want to display or use that, right, you have to print out or what? Or assign a variable to it. Okay, Nathan, you are confusing here yesterday, right? List, this is gonna return the value, but you have to use the value. How? Either you print out directly, or you create a variable to hold the value. Okay. So Victor, tell me, print list index 2, which actually print out which value? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one?
I think it's 2.
It's 2. Okay. So this is index 2. Okay. Tell me, what is the number of index starting from? It's starting from 1 or starting from 0?
I think it's starting from 1.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 0. Wait.
Index starting from 0. Okay. Remember, right? We have a bucket. The first bucket index is 0. Okay, not 1. So if that's the case, right, I give you one more chance. Then list index 2 is which number?
3.
3. Very good, right? The value 1 has an index number 0. Value 2 has index number 1. Value 3 has the index number 2. Okay? So the index starting from 0 has to be remembered. Okay? Okay. So of course, we know the maximum index here is 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. So namely, if you put something bigger than 3, you're going to give an arrow, okay? Because it's beyond the maximal index. Okay. If I put a -1, Victor, what does -1 mean here? I put an index, but I put -1 as the index. What does it mean? Victor?
I think it is 1.
Nah. -1. Louis, what's the meaning of index -1? Louis?
I forgot.
Oh, I mean, you guys should not forget, okay? Because I have repeated this for several times, okay? You guys have to go back, right, to review that, not just listen to me, right? And even you listen to me during the class, you should, okay, keep it in mind, okay? Listen, what is index -1?
4.
Okay, so negative means starting from the last one. So -1 means the last item, okay, which is 4, right? Last second item, last third item, last 4 item. And of course, you cannot say last 5 item, like last 5th item, because that's totally 4 items. Okay, so Louis, if I said list index 1 to 2, what does it mean? What is it going to print out? Louis, you know what? Try to avoid the confuse, right? Let me using string to replace the number. Louis, tell me, it will print out the index range 1 to 2. Okay?
Yeah.
So what will be print out?
Banana. Just banana.
Huh?
Just banana.
Okay? So I change the value, so it will be more less confused, right? I said print out a list from index 1 to index 2. What did the writer print out?
It's gonna print out banana.
Okay, only banana?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So it's starting index 1, okay, which is banana, right? And ending with 2, which is 2 index of cherry. So, but, okay, in the range, right, the first beginning index will be included, and meanwhile, the ending index is excluded. So in this case, I'm gonna print out banana only. Okay. So Victor, what about this, Victor? What will be print out? Remember, negative is the last mean, right? Starting from which one?
I think it will print out peach and cherry.
Why I said it's peach and cherry? It's starting from the last third one. Which one is the last third one? Answer me.
Oh, banana.
Okay, so then it should be starting from banana, right? So starting from last third one to what? The last one. So it should be starting from here to the last one.
Banana and cherry.
Okay, do we need the peach?
I don't think so.
Okay, we don't need the peach. Why? Because the last ending index, right, is not included. Okay, very good. Okay, remember that, okay? I don't want next time I ask you to still forget, okay? So that's the list. Okay, and there's another type of character we're talking about last Tuesday, okay? Which is allow the duplicate what? Elements. What's mean of allow duplicate elements? So I have a list, apple, banana, cherry, peach. Can I do like that? Is it a valid list, Nathan? Listen, is it a valid list?
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
What about this? Is this still valid?
Yeah.
Okay. It is still valid because why? List allowed duplicate list elements. Even you have the same value for all the elements in your list, it's still valid list. Okay. So now let's talking about another selection type. Okay, called the set. Okay, now listen. Answer me. A set has what kind of character? Okay, you can look at here and tell me.
Indexed. It's
Huh?
indexed. It's indexed.
A set is index? I don't think so.
It does not allow duplicate items.
Okay, that's correct. But does it index or not?
No.
What do you mean of index? Index means what? You can use the index to access data, but set is not. Okay, set is just like a backup stuff. Okay, it doesn't have index. So we said set is unordered, right? Not allow duplicate element. Okay? So that is okay. So Victor, right? I don't know if you remember, right? Can you tell me if I wanted to create a set, okay? What will be the syntax? Like list where you use square parentheses, the set is using what? How to create a set?
I think it's regular parentheses.
Oh, regular parentheses, right? Very good. Okay. So now I have a regular, so I put apple. Let's take a look at that, right? Apple, apple, what's gonna happen? I print out my set. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that is actually not correct. Why not correct? Is that normal practice or something else? Nathan?
Yeah.
What is the practice we're gonna using for set? Do you still remember?
Mm.
You forget. Look at here. We're talking about 4 types of collection type: list, tuple, set, dictionary, right? These are the 4 different collection types we're talking about. Okay? List we already know using what? Square brackets. Tuple, we're using normal bracket, right? That's tuple. What's the difference between list and tuple, Nathan? Nathan, what's the difference between tuple and the list?
Tuple is unchangeable.
Unchangeable, which means what? What do you mean unchangeable?
If you set it, you can't like change it, like add stuff.
Okay.
Or...
Once you put the value into the tuple, you cannot change it anymore. Okay, look at here. If I'm the list, I'm able to change that, right? I'm using index to change that. Okay, that's called changeable. But if I am a tuple, okay, this is actually my tuple, okay? It's not a set, right? If I change a tuple, which is not allowed, okay, which is not allowed. If I run this, you see here, line number 24, this line is wrong because tuple does not support item assignment. You cannot change that. Okay, so then back to the set, okay? We go to set. Victor, you see here, how can I create a set? It's a curly printed, right? Curly printed. Let me just copy that, right? So remember, a set is a curly printed, okay? My set. Now, if I just print out my set, okay, run this, right? This is still not right, okay? I run this. Okay, it's gonna print out the set. So again, set is what? Unordered, okay? There's no index, right? And it's not allowed to duplicate elements. So let me try this one. If I do some duplicate here and I run that, what do you see? It only give me what? 1 apple, okay? Because when you create that, it will ignore the duplicate element, okay? It will ignore a duplicate element. Any question, Victor?
No.
Okay, so come back to the question. You got a list, but you are checking, hey, is there any duplicate element exists in a given list? So when is it duplicated? Right, in your mind, you can think about, hey, list is allowed duplicate, right? Then which is not allowed duplicate, which is set, okay? So then you can think about, right? Can I convert a list to a set? What happens convert a list to a set? Listen, you have a list, okay? Suppose that is your list. You wanted to convert it to a set. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to the value? Listen.
The repeated ones are gonna be deleted.
It will, this is the value right now, okay? Now, I said, okay, give me, let's look at, right, how to convert a list to a set, right? So we said, look at a set constructor, okay? Set parentheses, okay? So we go back, we said, okay, I'm gonna create a set, and I'm gonna parsing, so this is Chinese input. Okay. I'm gonna parsing what? Parsing the list. Okay, so look at here. I create a list which gonna convert I create a set, which is convert a list to a set. Louis, are you following?
Yes.
Okay. So what's gonna happen, Louis? Tell me. If I do this convert from this list, make it become set, what is actually gonna remaining in the set? Louis, if I print out the set, what is gonna in the set? Louis?
Apple.
Huh?
Apple.
Apple, right? Let's take a look at this. Why there's only apple? Huh? You're right. It's apple only. Why? Louis?
Because all of them are apples, and it's like the first.
Because remember, a set is what? Is not allowed to duplicate elements. So try to add a duplicate, it will just keep one unique value. Clear? Okay, Victor, you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So when next time you are heard about set, okay, the first item come into your mind is no duplicate. Okay, unique value only. Okay, great. To see how can we using this character of the set to solve this problem. We already know a list may contain a duplicate. Now we change it to a set. Okay, so we know, okay, if a list converted to a set, the set will only keep the unique value, right? And that's that set omits duplicate elements, right? Omits means delete or ignore, okay? Then what we're gonna do? Compare the length of a list and a set to figure out if it exists duplicate elements. Nathan, why this can help us to figure out if there are existing duplicate elements? Nathan,
Well,
why this comparison can help us?
because if we do a comparison, it gets rid of everything that's duplicate. So then we can compare the list length to the set length.
Okay, so what will be different if there's duplicate?
The list size will be longer than the set size.
The list size is longer than the set size. Okay, so you said if I have a list, right, I convert it to a set. Okay, so if the length of the list bigger than the length of the set, right? My set is what? This is my set name, right? And that means what? It contains duplicate elements. Louis, did you use the same logic to finish your assignment? Louis? Hello, Louis, there?
Oh, well, my mic was muted.
Yeah. Louis, you there?
Yeah.
I mean, is the same logic you're using to finish the first assignment?
No.
Louis?
Yes. Oh.
And tell me, do you understand this? Do you understand this logic? Huh?
No. No.
Hello, Louis?
Yeah.
Do you understand this logic?
No.
Okay, how about Victor? Victor,
Not really.
not really. Okay. So now let me show you again, okay? this requirement is what? Ask you to write a function to check if a duplicate element exists in a given list. Okay? So you're gonna suppose define a function which gonna take a list as a parameter. Okay? Look at this example. So if you are calling the function, right, by passing the list which is containing value 1, 2, 3, there's no duplicate element, right? So your function gonna return false. But if you're parsing a list which is contain duplicate element, okay, your function should return true. Why? Why true? Because there's a duplicate element here, which is 2. I mean, first of all, do you understand the requirement? What are you gonna do? Victor, you understand it?
I think so.
Okay, you think so, right? Good. Let's look at. So now what are you gonna do? You said define the task. It takes a list. Okay. What is okay? We already explained, right? Okay, how to solve this problem? You need to figure. You need to first convert a list to a set. Okay, and then compare the length of a list and the set. Right? If the length of the list is bigger than the set, which means what? Which means during the conversion, there's a duplicate number or the duplicate value be deleted. That's the reason why the length of the set is smaller, shorter, right? So in this case, you should return true, right, from the function. Otherwise, just return false. Okay? So Victor, now tell me, I need to do the first step, right? How can I do that? We just said, how can I convert a list to a set? Victor.
Set and then parentheses list.
Yeah. So I mean, first you have to create a variable, right? I said, hey, I'm gonna set a new set. I'm gonna create a variable which is holding the set, right? I'm gonna use set, passing it. That's it. Okay. I create a set, okay, which is converting from the list, and I assign that the value to a new set variable. So now we're gonna compare the length, right? How we compare the length? The length of the list is bigger than the length of my set. Okay, what should I do? Louis, what should I do here? Louis?
Return.
Louis, I cannot hear you. Okay, Victor, try now. What should I do here?
Return.
Victor. Victor?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so we said if the length of the list is bigger than the length of the new set, which already tells you what? Tells you there's a duplicate element in the list. That's the reason why the length of the list is bigger than the length of the set. Okay, so Louis, if this condition is true, what should I do? Louis? Louis?
Yeah, thinking.
Huh? What? I cannot hear you. Okay. So if this condition is true, what we need to do is return true, right? What did we said? We should return, right? If there's no duplicate, right? And else means what? Else means the length is not bigger than, right? So which means it should be equals, right? Nathan, do we have a case like smaller?
What
Do we
you
have a
mean?
case length of the list is smaller than length of new set?
No.
No, because the set is coming from a list, right? That's
Yeah.
impossible to have more elements than the list. Okay. So when we say else, which means they are equal to each other. So equals to each other, which means there's no element is omitted during the conversion. Then in this case, just return false. Okay. So now we need to test it, right? We're gonna call the function. How we call the function? We call the function like this, right? Good. Pass in the value. Okay. So now we run that, right? But this will not give you any printout. Why? This function will return value true or false. Okay. Either you create a variable to hold the return value and print it out, or what? Or you can print out the return value directly. Listen, now you get that, right? When there is a value returned from the function, you should print it out directly or create a variable to hold the value. Clear? Okay,
Yes.
so that is how we do for the first assignment. Victor, do you have more questions? Victor?
Yeah.
Okay, now you understand this? Why do we need to do this each steps? Victor?
I'm not really sure how you get like false, like true.
How I got why you didn't understand why I return true here? Is what?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me explain it, okay? Again. My list is 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now I convert to a set. Again, set is what? Set is some collection which is not allowed duplicate. So I have duplicate here, duplicate element here. Victor. Victor?
Yeah.
Do I have duplicate element here?
I
1,
don't
2,
think
3.
no.
No?
No.
Okay, so then what will be the value for the set if I convert from the list?
I don't know.
You just change the list to a set, right? You're just like, okay, you have a box, okay? You have a bag. You're moving all the stuff from the box to the bag. So does the element change, Victor?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's not changing, right? So it is still be 1, 2, 3, and of course, right, I put the wrong pernit, right? It should be the curly pernit because that's a different type. Okay, so understand? I can convert a collection from one type to a different type. Okay, so that is a case where there is no duplicate number or element. Okay, now tell me, Victor, in this case, if the length of the list and the length of the set, are they the same?
Yes.
Okay, when we say length, which means what? The count of the element, right? So both have 3 elements, so the length is the same. Okay? So in this case, there's no duplicate number. Okay, now look at here. Victor, my list E122, which is valid because the list is allowed duplicate element, right? So now I convert this list to set. Set is not allowed duplicate. No, tell me, what will be the element in the set when you convert it from the list?
1 and 2.
Okay, 1 and 2. So now tell me, how about the length? The length of the list and the length of the set, which one is bigger?
I think it's the list.
If the list length is bigger, right? So it meet here. If the length of the list is bigger than the length of the set. Okay? So in this case, which means what? There is a duplicate element which is deleted or removed when
So
I do
if
the
the list
conversion.
is if the list is bigger than the set, it would be true, right? Right?
Yeah, so I return true. Return true means what? I tell the results that there's a duplicate, right? Return false means I tell there's no duplicate. Now you understand it?
Yes.
Okay. Understand that, right? So hopefully you can try to program in the code by yourself. Okay, just do that. Okay, don't need to have any concern. Okay. Okay, let me quickly go to another topic about dictionary. Louis, what's the difference between dictionary and the list?
A dictionary has like the colons in there, I guess. So like
Okay,
if
so
you
would you
put up
tell
like
me
one thing,
what is the list I should using for the dictionary?
the curvy one.
Everyone, good. And what's the difference? What should I put? How the value will look like?
Quote, and then you can put something inside, and then after the two quotes, you can put like a colon.
Okay, so we call that key and value pair. Okay, key and value pair, right? Listen, how many pair of the key and value can I have in a dictionary?
Infinite.
Yeah, infinite. You can have as many. Okay, now Nathan, tell me, can I have duplicate key in the dictionary? Nathan,
Yeah.
can I have duplicate key in the dictionary?
No.
Okay, because